Blackstone Audio presents Iron Ties by Anne Parker. This book is read by Kirsten Potter. The great questions of the time are not decided by speeches and majority decisions, but by iron and blood. Otto von Bismarck. Prologue, June 1880. If there's a heaven on earth, I've found it here in Colorado. Standing at the edge of a snow-pocked rocky slope, Susan Carothers set down the canvas-covered box holding her small view camera, 3 glass plates, and black hood, and topped it with the folded tripod. She examined the landscape and let out her breath in a long, contented sigh. High mountain grasses rippled alongside the Arkansas River. A few spindly aspen and fir that had escaped the axes of prospectors and loggers hugged the riverbanks. Meadows beyond raced across wide spaces to bow at the toes of Massive and Elbert, the tallest peaks in Colorado. The new train track glinted below, silent, untraveled. It paced the base of the slope at a cautious distance and sent out a splinter of a side track where 2 railroad cars waited their turns to travel on. A trestle carried the main line across the gulch and river from east to west. Several miles up the valley, out of sight beyond the bend of the ridgeline, laborers toiled over wood ties and steel rails. Foot by foot, they were building the road of the Iron Horse, bringing it ever closer to Leadville. Susan turned to the north, squinting at a cluster of abandoned charcoal kilns nestled at the mouth of the gulch. The morning sun cast their elongated beehive-shaped shadows toward the river. With a professional photographer's eye, Susan translated the scenery's greens, blues, and browns into the blacks, whites, and grays of a photograph. Perfect. She turned her back on the kilns and trestle, eyeing an abandoned shack and mining portal situated on a ledge halfway across the steep terrain. The ledge would yield panoramic views of the mountains, views that would sell well at her studio in Leadville. She scowled, thinking of the saddle horse and burro she'd hired, now tied off on the brushy bench behind her and sheltered in a copse of scraggly firs. All the coaxing and tugging in the world hadn't convinced the burro, burdened down with photographic equipment, to take so much as a step onto the talus. Where the loose rubble ended and the slope steepened.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?